So when Smith Wesson announced that they were coming out with their Bodyguard 2.0, I think a lot of people were blown away by just how small this thing is. This is really designed to be a true kind of backup pistol design. It's chambered in 380 ACP. It comes with a flush fit 10-round magazine. So we've got that here. I'll just pop the slide back there. There is a 12-round magazine that also comes with this gun. And a lot of people are familiar with the original Smith & Wesson M&P Bodyguard. That came out some years ago, but it didn't really take off. It was a design that was a bit larger than some of the other pocket style pistols out there. So Smith & Wesson decided with the 2.0 version of the Bodyguard, they were really gonna focus on creating a really easily carried, shootable version of its Bodyguard. And this really ticks all the boxes. You know, I mean, one of the great things about this is when you look at the ergonomics of the gun, even in a flush fit configuration, you can still get a pretty solid grip on that, which is great. It's got that nice, this generous little beaver tail here on the frame, so you're not gonna get any slide bite, which means that you can get up real high and tight on that. And then, you know, it's got a really generous trigger guard undercut there that just allows this gun to sit low in the hand. And that's really key to reducing felt recoil. There are a couple of versions of the Bodyguard 2.0. This is the one without the manual thumb safety. So all you've got is this blade safety in there. There is one with a bilateral manual safety as well. Other than that, your only other controls here, you've got your slide stop lever here. So we'll just lock that back. It locks, of course, on an empty magazine. And then you've got your push button magazine release there. Takedown is really easy. Again, like a lot of the M&P guns that are out there, you got this textured takedown lever on the side there. So you got your magazine out, slide locked back. You just rotate that lever forward and then pull the trigger and comes apart. One thing that's worth talking about on this is a lot of 380s are blowback only guns. This one is a locked breech action. And the reason for that is when you're talking about blowback guns, typically your recoil spring needs to be stronger in order to keep that breech locked long enough for chamber pressure to reduce. And that strong spring can make it really difficult for some folks to rack the gun. And so Smith & Wesson decided that they were gonna make this a locked breech gun just to make it a little more accessible for folks who are looking for a gun that's easy for them to rack to get into battery. The other thing that's worth noting while we're on the underside of this gun is, unlike the original Bodyguard 380, this is a striker-fired gun. This does not have the internal hammer that the original model had. You know, there have been smaller 380s than this, but in terms of combining shootability with concealability, it's really hard to get much better than this package right here. So, you know, big kudos to Smith & Wesson for taking another stab at the Bodyguard 380 design and really knocking it out of the park with the 2.0.
For more on firearms and shooting gear, go to AmericanRifleman.org.